Alright guys, welcome back. This is another Fast 5 video where we show 5 RTA matches and we kind of speed it up or slow it down depending on what we need to talk about. So this is on my main account. Try to do some on my main occasionally. And the goal of this is first pick Leo. We're going to first pick Leo every single match. I just pulled Leo a few days ago, and I'm kind of curious how people react to him being played. So let's look at the picks. I went with Leo first. They countered with Fenyang Perna. Then I went Molongani. And then we had Oki Triana, Etumai, Bastet, Fire Unicorn, Helena, and then a Rika. So my goal with Leo is obviously I'm trying to slow down the both teams, and I'm trying to provide units that get extra turns or speed up their own turn bar to kind of get around Leo's passive. So I'm trying to cheat Leo's passive. I'm just trying to kind of get a sense of it. So Bastet, I think, is a great choice because it should make my whole team go first if Leo isn't chosen. But the issue I have here is I'm bringing some of my other fastest units into the match. So I'm sort of nerfing my own ability to compete. So Leo goes first. Unfortunately, the other team is full well. Gani goes next because he's just fast. My Bastet boosts up. We'll speed this up just a little bit. And the issue I'm going to have here is I brought a unit that needs there to be no immunity into a team with full will. I get counter stunned by Oki. Perna procs. Yeah, so that's a problem. The Oki on his team works really well against the Leo because he's going to be gaining attack bar. The Triana is also going to be gaining attack bar whenever there's a kill. So that's a bit of an issue. The other problem I had was that the Oki cut in. Or was it the Perna? One of them cut into my Helena, which hopefully Helena would get a full stun or get full crits and get to take another turn, but that didn't happen. So that was a bit of a bummer. All right, next match. Exodus 3.0. So I go Leo first pick. I'm going to pause it here. Let's pause it at the bands. So I'm thinking, okay, I need the Perna to do a little bit of healing and damage. I took the Oki this time for the speed, and then I'm trying to incorporate another component to the Leo I want to explore is really slow, powerful units. So my Bulldozer is a really slow, powerful unit. And he'll be basically running at the same speed as Perna and Okeanos. So in theory, he'll be able to really get some damage done. On the opposing team, I'm not sure what the light pumpkin choice is all about. Like, to be honest, I don't really know what he does. The Josephine and the Fire Monkey are direct counters to Oki, like he's trying to deal with the crowd control, and a slight counter to the Bulldozer as well with the crowd control. The Ethna pick was good when it was picked, but it turned out not to be great since there's 3 fire on the other team. Let's just take a look how it goes. Okay, so I get the bar reduction first. I cool down Ethna, which I think is the good choice. Ethna is almost always a good target to select because she's usually ruined with crit on slot 4 or sometimes crit damage. So she's not guaranteed to be HP. She's usually speed something HP. So she's usually not quite as tanky. An interesting move by his Josephine was to provoke my Bulldozer, which in theory will stun and then proc the Josephine passive, which is exactly what happened. So that I thought was really, really smart. Also, this Josephine's taking a million turns. So I still haven't got a sense of when to torrent with Leo. I tend to torrent and then want to torrent the next turn, even though the cooldown's pretty short. So I need to be a little more careful with that. All right, we get a full stun. Luckily, Josephine's cooldown's on passive. And then we're just going to work on the other damage dealer / defense breaker in the monkey. We can't really do anything to control him. He's only going to get stronger, so we need to go after him. We cool down Josephine's crazy, crazy skill. And then we just go to work. Speed it up just a little bit more. All right, so we get the Bulldozer full power punch onto the monkey. Doesn't kill, which is sort of interesting. That's a tankier monkey than I expected. Finally get the kill. Now we're working on the pumpkin. He kills off my Perna. And I think we're in pretty good shape here. So, lost the first one. Believe we're going to win this one. Yeah, we do. Okay. One thing to note, though, is that that player was C1 and I was C2. So it may have just been a rune issue. It may not have been a I picked Leo, that was a good choice sort of a thing. So something to keep in mind. All right, we're going to slow it down for the picks. So first pick Leo. Molong Perna, which is great. That's something I like to do on my main and my alt. It's just a great combo. I'm now going to try the double booster strategy with Orion Bastet, just to see how that goes. He goes Sierra Wusa. I go Ethna Praha, and then he goes Lima to start to finish. The Ethna, in my mind, is not a bad one because she's going to gain attack bar every time she does skill 2. The Praha, I just needed an option for the Wusa because I didn't have any buff removers. I don't know if that was the best pick. Praha, in general, I'm having trouble getting her to work in RTA. I keep wanting her to work, but it just doesn't quite seem to happen. So I banned out the Lima. I had limited options here. I wanted the Wusa or the Lima gone because they're both immunity, and the invincibility is a bit of an issue. So I went with the thing that has the cleanse. I got rid of the cleanse. So we'll see how it goes. Not super happy. It's interesting how we went HP lead instead of speed lead, but I mean, it is Leo, so kind of don't have any choice. So he elects not to do his full buff because he doesn't want it to get prod right away. Kind of interesting. Kind of a normal play for a Leo user. Speed it up a little bit. So I do my bar boost. I take kind of a risky strategy, and I do my buff removal before Wusa has boosted. You know, you always got to make that choice in every match. That's what I decided in this point. I don't know if it was right or wrong. I was hoping to stun the Wusa, but that's kind of a long shot, so that's probably a misplay on my part. So Perna crits my water. Nothing unusual there. And now I've got a big Wusa problem because he is not controlled. I elect for the full heal there on the Orion because otherwise he was going to get one shot by the Molong. Alright, that bomb on Orion is a little bit frustrating because my Orion is 100% resist. So that's an 85% chance to resist, and just odds aren't in my favor. The bombs in general against this comp are going to be a giant issue because while I have certain kind of buffs to kind of protect me, the bombs just cut through me like butter. He knows my Orion's dead, so he starts working on the Bastet. Orion's dead, bomb and Bastet. Bastet's out of the picture, and it's GG for him at this point. I kind of want to get my Torrent from Leo in, but you know, when it's 4-on-1 against bombs and stuff, it doesn't really matter. I'm not quite sure if my Leo build is where I want it. I could go a little more HP, but he hits pretty hard, so I'm still playing around with that. All right, next match. We've got a Conq 2 player. We'll pause it after the picks to talk about him. So I went with Leo first pick again. He picked Hathor Perna, and so I went with the anti-Hathor team of Mehu Wang and Rukuni. Rightly so, he went with Cesarion because I'm displaying 3 passes at that point. And then Leica is just a great counter to everything I'm showing on the board right now. And I finished with Molong and Okeanos, hoping to reset that Hathor and or the Perna, maybe ban the immunity. Yep, I banned the immunity because in theory I can control him a little bit. So let's see how it goes. Reset the Hathor, which is really nice. That's where I lost the match right there. The defense break 1 shot on Perna. Mostly my fault because my Oki wasn't quite tanky enough. He's really fast, which doesn't help him with a Leo. And it's just unfortunate that Perna was able to 1-shot. Like that was my mistake on building him. And usually it works out, but in that case, just perfectly played by the opponent. Gets the Oblivion on Mei Wang and finishes him off. I just don't have enough firepower here to beat this team. He's got everything he needs. Well done, sir. All right, next up, Satul, Conq 1 player. He Perna first picks, so I go Leo Molong. Molong's not a bad pick, but the Leo is hurting the Molong more than it's helping. If I wanted to use the Molong consistently with Leo, I would have this like massively slow, tanky Molong. And mine's tanky, but he's fast. So he goes Amelia Fenyang. I decided to try Leica just probably out of salt from that last match, getting Leica so hard. And then I go with the Bar Booster. I think if I'm going to go with Leo, I kind of have to also do Bastet so that my whole team takes the first turn with attack buff. That gives me the best chance to get a 3v4 situation. He finishes up with massive support in Praha Eladriel, which is kind of interesting. So he's got 1 form of immunity in the Unicorn. He's got a defense break in the Fenyang, the finisher in the Perna. So he needs to keep... I think Fenyang's more important to his team than Perna here. Let's see. Yep, because it's his only defense break. So Fenyang enables Perna and can also solo by himself. Whereas Perna without Fenyang, still great, but not quite as deadly. He bans out the Bulldozer, which is interesting. it's probably he sees it right after picking Eladriel. He's like, oh no, I'm going to get Bulldozer turn 1. My Eladriel is, so I don't want that. So interesting. I did not think I'd see a Bulldozer ban this season, all season. I didn't expect to really use Bulldozer. All right, so I'm working on the Eladriel a little bit. I'm hoping, yeah, to kind of just take him out first thing, because I don't want him to start rezzing people. The Molong takes him pretty far down, and looking at the HPs, my Molong's still over half, so that means that Eladriel is not as tanky as they often are. He's probably a lot on defense, so we're going to try to justice him with Leica, and we do. 14k finishes him off, which is great, getting rid of the Eladriel turn 1. His pony goes into like protect form, which if you can, it's not always possible, but if you can, when they go human, any pony, just punish them for being in human form. They're really squishy, and it's almost always better for them to be in human form. So by them sitting there in human form and not punishing them, you're giving them a boost that they really shouldn't get. Let's see if I follow my own advice. So I actually double stun the Praha and the Perna. So I focus the Perna, getting a lucky crit off the Leo, and now Perna's down to 1 life, so we're not even going to worry about that Unicorn, ignoring everything I just said, and finishing him off with a big old hit from Leo. Another good crit. So that was a win. We played 5 matches, as per usual. We went 2 and 3 with Leo first pick. Not bad. So we're going to take a look at the Leo here. But overall thoughts, don't first pick Leo. That's the main thing to take from this. It doesn't inspire the opponent to play around him at all. They don't try to do anything to counter him. And, usually you want a first pick to be something that the opponent has to deal with. I don't think he was banned once. They didn't seem to care. So when do you play Leo? He is a 5th pick in RTA, probably, almost always. He's a counter. He's a speed counter. He's a specific counter to other types of comps. If someone is bringing a cleave, he's a nice little counter to a cleave because he can mess it all up by you going first and pushing back their bar booster and so on and so forth. Certain types of speedy comps, Leo can really lock them down and you can go much tankier. So that's kind of my main takeaway is don't first pick Leo. It was interesting to see it happen, but he was not a threat and he probably hurt me more than he helped me. So looking at his stats real quick, he's at 28k HP, right around 2k attack, pretty close. Speed, I couldn't even get him slower than 135, so he's at 135. Crit 81, crit damage 185, so that's nice. He's on, the resist 40 and accuracy 41, also pretty important. I would like those numbers to both be higher, but it's tough to get them all where you need them. So accuracy 41 though, you gotta have that because you want to land those dots and you want to land that pushback. That rune is like made for Leo. Like it has everything he wants. No speed, HP, so he's on Vamp focus. Overall, pretty solid runes for him. So that's what he's got going on. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. I'm gonna keep doing, some RTA matches that are live, some RTA matches that are, recorded so that we can break them down and talk about them. And I just want to keep trying different units just for fun, just to kind of see what happens, what does the opponent do. And Leo was brand new, so I really had no idea how it would work. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you in the next video. Take care, everybody.